Upper West region. So major findings from my study, as my colleagues have already said, they have been changed over the years, 10, 20 years to come. So by my major research insight was basically based on gender, how men and women are adapting their way through this climate change impacts that they have been experiencing over the years. And I've realized that it has come to stay. Men have come to accept women being farmers over the years, having their own piece of land to cultivate and harvest and say that this is my yield, this is my crop.
So like Rakiba, you have seen that, I would say, gender attributed role is evolving.
It's evolving.
Because of the climate change?
Because they are doing very well when it comes to agriculture in that area. And you can see most NGOs, development partners are trying to push more women to empower them to do more, because when they are benefiting, the whole family is benefiting. They involve themselves into other alternative livelihood so that we get, and then they also cultivate the habit of saving, which they plow back into their farming as well, to buy seedlings, to get labor to work on their farms, and also buy other agricultural input. So for policy making, men are, what I've seen for the trend is that when you go this year, you ask, they say, oh, the climate is changing, it's getting worse, we didn't get any yield. The following year you go, they will tell that it's getting worse. It's like there's no improvement. So I think it's not, now climate change has come to stay. While policy makers and then decision people that are in the way to development partners can do is to continue well. I've realized that, especially, let me bring this in, like if you look at so if we have policies that are flexible and geared towards that aspect with the smallholder farmer in mind, I think it will benefit the smallholder farmers going forward.
Let's move to David, who is, so for the viewers, David, all the scholars here just graduated from a master's degree, David from a PhD, so we are a bit impressed. David, tell us, what is the topic of your thesis and the findings, and I mean, how does it contribute? How can it contribute to the knowledge and better, I would say, farming, agriculture, both at local level, national level?
Yeah, thank you very much. And I believe on behalf of my colleagues, I just want to say another thank you.
The information, but I'm not sure how well known it is in the public domain. I'm struck by the figure. And this migration is mostly due to the fact that farming is not possible anymore, or what is the cause of the migration?
You know, most migration takes place, as Francis said. But then there are techniques that can help them to farm during the dry season. And most men, when the agric extension officers would show them this technique, would sort of resist. But they found out that women were more open to new practices when they are brought into and trained and all that. So women are very important agents of transformation. And as a recommendation, I think policy making should center a lot on women, particularly in northern Ghana, and then also capacity building, both for farmers, as some of my colleagues have said, and agriculture extension officers as well. And additionally, when you look at the numbers that are migrating, it's affecting development and social transformation. And what happens is that development planners they are aware of what's going on, but they are not able to properly do certain analysis to be able to see what's really happening and how they can offset some of the negative transformations that are going on and even sustain the positive ones. So development planners as well need to be educated. They need their capacity to be enhanced to be able to tackle these issues.
Yeah. Let's go back here. I wanted to specify to the viewers that the main focus area of your research is between migration, gender, resilience in the face of climate change. And for us, European Union, of course, it's interesting to contribute to advance and reinforce knowledge, scientific making in the face of climate change, which unfortunately is here to stay and to which we need to adapt. So Rakiba, what would be your additional recommendation?
So just like you rightly said, climate change is here to stay. So I'll recommend to
so they can stay within the community and help to develop the community. If by way of government intervention, we are able to put some of these things in the community for them. Yes, Nandongpen, Beligam, and Dabortin, these three communities that are not in the same area have only one school. Yeah, so the school is located in Nandongpen, so if you are in Bilgam, you have to come there to school. If you're in Dabortin, you must come to Bilgam, and the clinic is also like that. So if we want the people to stay, then we have to increase the social amenities for the community, and that can encourage the people to...
And livelihood and sustenance agriculture and large commercial agriculture, are they equally exposed or equally impacted by the climate change?
Yeah, for what I discovered is that land ownership is kind of a challenge towards commercialization of agriculture in the area. In the sense that the lands are small ownership of land, the lands are highly fragmented among family members. You understand, based on the inheritance arrangement of the people there. So it makes it relatively a bit difficult for, and I also noticed when I went there, I did not see cattle.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not see herds of cattle, and I asked where the Fulani issue, was it a problem there? They said no. Normally when the men migrated, and that's why they do not have cattle there. Very interesting issues within the community. So yes, like I am saying, Nandongpeng is a very beautiful community of hard-working farmers. In fact, I met people there who are returned migrants. They left there to go and work as miners at the Ashanti, Anglo-Gold Ashanti. They are on retirement, they've come back home to build their living there comfortably. They are nice, hard-working people. But if government can actually cushion them to be able to withstand the changes in the climate, they will be able to stay and contribute their quota to the development of the area. Thank you.
Is there?
Yes. Yes, to add to what I've said earlier, I think all the research we did is, they are interesting findings if you take a look at it. But that is what's the issue we have in this country when it comes to research. They know what is wrong with them, and it might interest you for you to get interesting suggestions on how to solve their problem. Maybe they just don't have the capacity to do so. So when you get them involved, the project will be sustainable. You get them from the planning process, you let them know what the whole aim of the project is about, what they can contribute. Let them own it. You are just kind of cushioning them, giving them the backup support. Let them feel that this is our project, and it will be sustainable. My colleague here mentioned about irrigation dams or something. See, even if you go and put it there without their authorize, no, like getting them involved at the initial stage, maybe where to cite it and all those things. It will be there and they will never use
Of
it,
course.
and the migration will keep on going. So policymakers, development partners should make research an important tool in their working space and whatever they do for communities and societies.
Very interesting. David,
So
how to make sure then that the evidence, the research, the scientific work, etc., is feeding in the policy making, the decision making? Is it something that you have seen